I would highly advise against staying just at the generalist level, because the problem with generalists is nobody becomes truly an expert.
Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way, I only know the hard way.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devin Dickinson, and today I want to talk to you about how your hiring needs and profiles will change as your company evolves and grows. And I can speak to this because I've lived this several times with my companies. My advice to folks that are just getting started with their organization and they're beginning to make some hires for their company, for their basically what they're building, and they're starting to get excited and start to see the need to add bodies and people. My advice and what I've always done, especially in the very beginning, is number one, hire people that you like, but number two, hire people that are more of a generalist. I like to call them like a Swiss Army knife. They can do a little bit of everything, right? Maybe they're not a specialist in marketing, but they can do some marketing stuff for you. They can do some sales stuff. They can do some operations stuff. They're very versatile. You know, we know people like this. I'm kind of like this. I can do a little bit of everything, but I'm a master of nothing, right? And so I've noticed for me, it worked really well when I was making our initial hires, you know, those first 5 or 10 employees, finding people that are generalists, because you kind of don't know what you're going to need, right? And you need everybody to be able to kind of backfill for each other. You need people to be able to help out. Hey, I need help, you know, with invoicing, right? And hey, I need help over here with actually going out. Can you visit a customer for me? Can you do some customer service? Could you do sales, right? Everyone and people that get excited about that, right? There's a lot of people that hate change, right? Like they're very static in what they do. They're very rigid. And I would avoid those people like the plague when I first started, right? Because I needed people that were willing to do anything. But what I noticed is that as my company evolved, I started to need specialists. Like I now need a specialist in IT. Right? I need a specialist in product development or in engineering or in, you know, marketing, all of these different things. In the beginning, if I was to have hired a specialist soon, the marketing person would be looking at me going, wait, I do marketing. Marketing and sales are different, right? I'm not doing sales. I can't stand people, but I'm very good at marketing. And again, specialists typically have a little bit of rigidity, right? They don't want to cross over from their specialist or from their specialty into something else within the organization. Whereas these generalists are very happy to, and they're energized by it, and they get bored just doing one thing over and over. And so what happens in my companies is there's a bit of a transition period. And this is where org charts are very important, because you're going to determine, like, wait a second, in the beginning I have all these generalists and they do everything, but now I have people that are just in charge of marketing. Well, all of a sudden, this generalist job just got a little bit smaller. Now I have someone that's in charge of sales. The generalist job gets a little bit smaller. Now I have people in charge of finance, invoicing, all of the customer service, account management. All of a sudden, these generalists, they're kind of like, well, what am I here for? What am I doing? And so if you have an org chart, you can begin to work with your generalists as they evolve, because remember, these are typically the people that you founded the company with, that you started, that you put blood, sweat, and tears in, and they remember that. They're like, remember when you needed me in the mailroom, right? I hopped in the mailroom. Remember when, you know, you had me go and figure out the software? I had no idea what software was, but I figured it out, right? And I went and found this great software solution for us, right? And those are great memories, and they're great people to have, right? But as your specialists begin to come in, the generalists sometimes feel a little bit lost. And so within your org chart, it's very important that you start to think, okay, as I have these generalists, what are they good at? What could I start to make them a specialist in? Or could they be general, just overall in operations, right? Kind of managing various projects, because the great thing about them is they know everything in the company. And so these are the difficult transitions in your company. It's exciting because the company's growing. It's exciting because you're bringing in people. And I would tell you, I would highly advise against staying just at the generalist level, because the problem with generalists is nobody becomes truly an expert. So you have to make this transition. But if you don't understand, or you don't have the foresight to think, well, as I bring in these specialists, what does it do to my generalists? Then you're going to end up with very dissatisfied folks, people that feel betrayed, people that feel like, hey, they just don't need me anymore. They got rid of me. And that's not true. But the organization needs to grow with people that are very, 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 very good at what they do. You need engineers. Engineers are very good at engineering, but that's all that they do, right? Marketing folks, again, very good at marketing, but that's what they do. And so if you plan and you have foresight, you can start to find, what am I going to do with my generalists? Where do they fit within our organization? And how can they have a plan to fulfill success within the organization? I don't have all the answers here, and this is something that I'm learning as I go, but I've noticed it over and over again. And like I said, I still advise people that when you're starting off, hire a generalist. Hiring generalists, you're going to be able to get the most out of everybody. And as your organization starts to grow, one by one, fill those vertical needs with those specialists. I'm Devin. This is Whiteboard Entrepreneur. And if you apply these principles today to your organization, you're going to avoid pain down the road. I hope this helps. Take a quick moment and hit that subscribe button for more content.